T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Babes.
6,
Come here, quick.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hang up the internet. Hang up the internet outside. Quick.
Only through experience can the veracity of a truth be verified.
Can you tell me what happened to you?
I can tell you that I only remember bits and pieces of my past. Two programs that I trusted sold the termination code.
That good, babes. That good.
Yahsharal to the Merovingian.
Why did they do that?
For love. For the life of their child.
You knew about it, and yet you let it happen.
I had to.
Why?
Because the child is important. I can't tell you why, but I believe that one day the child will change both our world and your world forever. I am trying to prepare those that stand in the front lines of our coming trial. We stand upon the edge of a precipice, the fall from which we will not return. We must find courage when we are most in what we must. That is our only hope. There's an old Chinese proverb I've always liked. The heart never speaks, but you must listen to it to know.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, brethren. I hope you have a wonderful Shabbat. I hope you're having one. Day is almost spent, but I've been blessed today. I've been blessed by the word of Yahuah, and I've been blessed by his presence in the word. It's so funny. The scripture says, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahuah. And I believe that Yah's word is life. And in his life, we have the victory. And I am prayerful that my scattered Bantu brethren across the Caribbean and across the world have awoken to this truth, and our mission is to continue to wake up Jacob everywhere, especially here in the Caribbean and around the world. Today we're going to talk about an undivided heart. An undivided heart. In our prayer session today, my wife was praying for this, and it just stuck with me, so I had to do this lesson this evening. An undivided heart. It's Israel's return to Yahuah. Most of us are looking for the return to the promised land. But Yahuah says you have to return to me first. You forgot why I put you into slavery? Did you forget why all these calamities and all these curses are on you? It's because you have turned your heart from me. So now you have to turn back, and you can't have dual motives. You can't serve two masters. Your heart cannot be divided. When you come back to seek me, you have to come back to seek me with a pure and a contrite heart. A pure and a contrite heart, and it cannot be divided. Hallelujah. We're going to take this lesson from the scriptures of Psalm, Ezekiel, and Hosea. Specifically Psalm chapter 86 verse 11, Ezekiel chapter 11 verse 19, and Hosea the whole of chapter 2. Right? Might be bringing in some other verses for references, but just study with me this Shabbat evening, and I'm praying that Yahuah will open our eyes and our ears. Oh, Yahuah, have your perfect way even now. Father, let me be a vessel of honor and rightly divide your word of truth. I am just a servant, a mere servant. Use me, Yahuah, to edify. All right? Okay. An undivided heart. An undivided heart. We're going to touch 6 points today, very quickly. An undivided heart is faithful and loyal to Yahuah. It also believes and trusts in the word of Yah. An undivided heart makes your ground fertile. The ground in this case being the temple of Yahuah, which is you. It makes your ground fertile. An undivided heart releases you from the clutches of Hasatan. An undivided heart restores the land and restores the favor of Yahuah. Okay, now let's get into it. Hosea chapter 2. An undivided heart is faithful and loyal to Yahuah. In Hosea, we come across one of the prophets of Yahuah who was told by Yahuah to marry a whore. My goodness. Because Yahuah was going to parallel his journey with the people of Yahsharal, the people of Isolale, or Israel. That's us. So he told this prophet to marry this whore and literally go through all the difficulties that such an event basically would inspire him to do. Because if you're going to marry a whore, you're going to have to take what comes with that. A whore is loyal to no one but herself, her desires. And the thing is, you are now going to marry someone. This is the prophet now. You're going to marry someone now who is going to have divided loyalties, maybe no loyalty at all. And you're going to have to basically face the consequences. But Yahuah wanted him to do this to show the parallel that he is also married to a whore. That's Israel. The amount of time, the times that we were a whoring and we served other Elohims. It's incredible. It's incredible that Yahuah still considers us his children. Still considers us his bride. So we take it up in chapter 2. After this wife of Hosea. She still went out, she had children for Hosea, and she went back to her old ways. She returned to her vomit. So Yahuah is telling the children to speak to your mother. Now listen here, let's start from verse 1 so we get a full context of what is happening here. Say ye unto your brethren, Ami, which means my people. Funny enough, I wonder what is that name in Swahili. I'll do some research on that. And to your sisters, Ruama, which means my loved one. Ruama, same word ru for ruach, which literally means the spirit. My loved ones that have my spirit. Look at the plead with your mother. Plead, for she is not my wife. Neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness. Now, you see these similes and these illustrations. They're African. Even up to today, if the police come to arrest you for a particular crime in certain parts of Africa, the first thing they do is to take off your clothes. It's a sign of shame and disgrace. Some parts in the Middle East, which is still Africa, one takes off his shoe to trot you to show the disdain and the disrespect. Someone naked is the ultimate insult. And Yahuah is going to show how he has stripped Israel naked. Say, lest I strip her naked and set her in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and slay her with thirst. My goodness. And I will not have mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredom, the bastards. For their mother had played the harlot. She had conceived them, had done shamefully. For their mother had played the harlot. She had conceived them, had done shamefully. For she said, I will go after my lovers, that give me my bread and my water, my wool and my flax, mine oil and my drink. She knows she can find, if she need a new phone, if she need her bills paid, she knows she can find a particular man for it. This doesn't go on in America alone. It happens right here in the Caribbean. People will sell their bodies for or even food. And it's really sad. But this isn't a text about a woman. We're not attacking women today. Because Yahusha is saying, Israel as a whole, you're a whore. You're just like this woman. When you think your needs aren't being met, at the right time, you resort to other resources. So when prayer is not working, you're going to find the obvious man. Oh. Maybe I'm getting too personal right now. Maybe I'm getting too deep for some people. But I'm going to speak the truth. The prayer is not working fast enough. So you leave church Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon you find the hubby man. For she said, I will go after my lovers that give me bread and my water, my wool, your fine clothes, your shoes, your Prada, your Gucci, whatever is the latest thing, my wool and my flax, my oil, my food, and my drink. We don't drink regular water, we want Perrier. There are some people like that. Men do it too, you know. They have men gigolos too. Verse 6. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns, and make a wall that she shall not find her paths. My goodness. And she shall follow after her lovers, but she shall not overtake them. And she shall seek them, but shall not find them. Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband. Oh, my. So, Yahuah, plug up all the options. Nobody there to help you now. In your life, you think that things just happen. No. Yahuah was involved. And he cancelled all your options. So now, like a dog putting his tail between his legs, you want to go back to your husband. So he said, for then, was it better with me than no? Things been far better then, at least. My husband took care of me. What was there? But she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil and multiplied her silver and gold. But she did not know. She forget. She forget I used to take care of her. And I used to take good care of her too, you know. I gave her corn and wine and oil and multiplied her silver and gold. In other words, she was in want for nothing. Which they prepared for Baal. Oh my God. Wait, hold on a second. So Yahuah is actually talking to Israel here. Our forefathers literally worshipped the image of the beast, you know. And we're not talking indirectly, we're talking directly. There were idols all over Jerusalem, all over. And they used to go and bow. Can you imagine? Look, if they can serve an idol right after Moses go up the mountain and come back down, is now? They just signed a covenant with Yahuah. And a couple of days pass and they gone back to Baal. They made a golden calf. This is our people, you know. Your ancestors, your forefathers. But she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore will I return and take away my corn. This is Yahuah talking, you know. Imagine I giving her the money and she taking the money and carrying it to the kip man. I taking it back. I give her the car and it's she and the kip man in the car driving. I give her a house, a summer house. She make sure she go to the summer house and it's she and the kip man in there. What? This sound real bad, you know. I give her money to go to the supermarket to buy food. She go to the supermarket, she buy food, she then bring it home, she carry it to the kip man. She tell me she don't feel good. Oh, I get in too deep, you know. I hope I hurting somebody feeling, you know. She don't feel good. So she's staying home today, but she gone to the restaurant with your money to wine and dine the kip man. For our international people who don't know what kip man is, it's the side chick or the side dude. We say kept man or kip man in the Caribbean, or kip woman. No, it don't sound good, but this is Yahuah talking to Israel. I know I'm usually more lively than this, you know, because this is a hard lesson. This is a double-edged sword lesson, because I'm included too. We're all been a whoring. And we've taken Yah's gifts, his talents, his blessings, and we serve Baal with ease. We serve Baal with ease. Yah woke you up this morning in your right mind. Before you get up and praise him and thank him, you're making plans for the system of Baal. Gotta rush, go to work. And your entire devotion for your day is Baal. Yah bless you with enough food so you can not only consume, but you can give, but you hoard. You don't study people, you're mean. Because Baal tell you to keep everything for yourself and share nothing. Your best life is now. Get as much as you can. Some of you, Yahuah blessed you with tremendous voices. You go and sing for the devil. You go sing the best calypso and you're the best soca artist. But when it comes time to go sing in the choir, they can't find you. I know we're out of church now, you know, but listen. Oh, you think singing done? You should be making albums for Yahuah now. But we take our gifts and our talents and we serve Baal every day. Yahuah said taking it back. Suppose Yahuah take back your vice. You just get in a one car accident. Or better yet, you get the so-called COVID. Huh? Suppose Yahuah take back your ability to reason and you lose your righteous mind. You worship your body. Suppose Yahuah give you some sickness that run you down to water. Everything God, including your shape. Yahuah said, taking back everything. Everything that you treasure more than me. Everything that you idolize more than me. I'm taking it back. Therefore, verse 9, I will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax, given to cover her nakedness, as stripping you bare. I, Yahuah, will bring you to naught. Then we go see where your friends be that you put up so highly, and you esteem them higher than I. We go see how much they're there for you. The prodigal son story is many a Caribbean man and woman story, you know. We all know when things good, especially with Caribbean people, friends around, you know, in abundance. The minute you're struggling, you can't find nobody because nobody want you beg them. And nobody wants to be associated with a quote-unquote loser. The curse is still on us, this Caribbean, our black Negro Caribbean brethren, you know. We're not our brother's keeper. We see how if a Syrian man in our community fall down, the other Syrian men and women rally around him, help him out, bail him up, and come up. We see that with the Caucasians, we see that with the Indians, and all the other races. They are their brother's keeper. But we're not. But Yahuah said, look, I will strip you naked. Forgive me. An undivided heart believes and trusts in the word of Yah. Sweetheart, bring me a glass of water, please. An undivided heart believes and trusts in the word of Yah. And this is based upon Psalms 86:11. Teach me thy way, O Yahuah. I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name. Thank you, madam. Unite my heart to fear thy name. So what was wrong with your heart before? It was divided. It was splintered. Funny enough, let me give some context in this particular verse. In verse 8 in Psalms 86, it's that. One second. Sorry about that. Let me give you some context for this verse. Among the gods, there is none like unto thee. O Yahuah, neither are there any works like unto thy works. All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee. O Yahuah, and shall glorify thy name, for thou art great and dost wondrous things. Thou art Elohim alone. Look at this. Look at him boasting in Yahuah. Teach me thy way, O Yahuah. I will walk in thy truth. Walk. I'm not just saying what you're saying is true, you know. I'm walking in it. I trusting what you say is what I believe, so I go do it. It's like a child, his father tell him something, and he don't just believe. He walking in it. And you can't convince him otherwise. Daddy say, I can walk through the field and nothing trouble me. I'm walking in it. I'm walking with a sense of purpose. Because he don't tell me nothing here to trouble me, nothing here to bother me. I'm not going to be afraid. I will walk in thy truth. So hear what? Unite my heart to fear thy name. Unite my heart to fear thy name. That Hebrew word for unite is yakad, right? I don't particularly prescribe to the Yiddish Hebrew. I believe our language is African, and the Paleo Hebrew text is one of the closest things that we have to our original language. But I still believe it's somewhere between Paleo Hebrew and Kikongo, And Yahuah says in due time he's going to restore the pure language. But because all our history has been whitewashed, and we're now relearning some of these languages that are there that were hidden before, we have to take our time and don't say, oh well, this is the one, that is the one. So we work with what we have, because Yahuah has given us discerning spirits, and we can now start to verify what something means, right, in its full context. All right, so we'll take the Yiddish word right now, yakad. It still works because it's Strong's H3161, which literally means to join. So we're saying here that the heart was broken. So the psalmist is praying for Yah to join him back. Join back his heart. Unite it. But united to what? To Yah. Teach me thy way, O Yahuah. I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to fear thy name. You see, because originally, when my heart was disjointed and broken and divided, I was going after other Elohims. So your name wasn't at the top of my tongue. What are you talking about? You know, a lot of times when you get in trouble, the last thing you do is pray. When you get into serious trouble, the first thing you do is to go after other Elohims. Oh, let me see if this politician can help me. Let me see if my father, my mother can help me. It's only when things mash up and Yahuah shut all those doors, all of a sudden now, you remember your first love. All of a sudden now your back's against the wall. You remember your husband. You remember your father. You remember Yahuah. So he has to bring back your heart to always have his name at the top of your tongue, at the tip of your tongue, and at the top of your forehead, your brain, that you remember him. This is why Yahuah says, seek me first, not last, not second, not third. First. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yah. Come to my throne first before you go anywhere else. You don't come to me first because your heart divided. It's not whole. You trust in man more than you trust me. You trust in other vices more than you trust me. You trust your own flesh more than you trust me. You're confused. The Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. But let me go back and finish up. He says, look, I will praise thee, O Yahuah, my Elohim, with all my heart, and I will glorify thy name forevermore. For great is thy mercy towards me, and thou hast delivered my soul from the lowest hell. O Yah, the proud are risen against me, and they sought after my soul, and have not set thee before, and have not set thee before them. They're not thinking about you. But you see now my heart put back together. Yeah, you are the deliverer of my soul. All of a sudden now you start to remember where the source of your strength is. Hallelujah. This is what happens when your heart is whole. The world is set back in order. Everything about your life is set back in order. You go to the source for your strength, Yahuah. The undivided heart makes your ground fertile. It makes your ground fertile. As I explained earlier, in ground in this case is talking about the temple of Yahuah, which is you. Yah now dwells in the temple of man. And now I will discover, Hosea 2, and now I will discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers. And none shall deliver her out of my hand. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. A warning to you now wakened Hebrew Israelites. A little knowledge goes a long way. But if you don't have a pure heart and clean hands before Yahuah, all this Sabbath keeping, all this festival keeping, you're burning strange fire to Yahuah, and he detests it. He says in verse 12, I will destroy. Listen, Yahsharal. When people say they're going to destroy things, you can doubt them. People say they're going to mash you up, you don't really have to. But when the Creator says, you scientists who think that these things just happen, Yahuah is in full control of everything that lives. The plants, the trees, the mammals, the animals, and all flesh. I will destroy her vines and her fig trees, wherefore she had said, these are my rewards that my lovers have given me, and I will make them a forest. I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. Go ahead storing up in this time. It's very important, yeah. But store up and fill up your barns without Yahuah and see what happens. Yahuah will send anything, any pestilence. All of a sudden now in the Caribbean, we're having this infestation of snails. We had it for years, but all of a sudden it just turned up now and nobody paying attention. Everywhere you go, as soon as a little rain comes, the snails come out. These African snails, you think it's coincidence? That these African giant snails eat everything in their path? When these things start to get out of hand, I don't care how much farming program you have to try and make us a sustainable society, which is all good things. When you go whoring from Yahuah, the very snails there will come to eat it. These are the pestilence that are coming in the last day. You scientists seeing fish. Oh my goodness. Our local scientists saying that it's one of these anomalies again with the heating up of the ocean and some sort of sulfur and all sorts of rubbish. When the Bible says in the last days the fish gonna be dying, he's the one that gonna make sure you can't get no fish for catch, because the famine must come. There's so many ways for us to eat. And this is the problem with us. We walk around the place like whores. We think we don't need Yah to provide our meals and our food. So there's no reason to give thanks. Because I can fish, I can hunt, I can make money, I can go to the supermarket. We can do all these things. And you're thinking that the food must come. I put the seed in the ground and the plants grow. When Yahuah says, look, I will shut down everything just to make you look up and acknowledge that I am the giver of life. You're not a God unto yourself. I am tired of you going a whoring from me, said Yahuah. I will make them a forest, and the beast of the field shall eat them. And I will visit upon her the days of Baalim, or Baalim, wherein she burned incense to them, and she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went to me, said Yahuah. You know what the days of Baalim were at its highest? Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what Yahuah did to Sodom and Gomorrah? Verse 12, I will destroy, if I firebomb it. My goodness. Let me give you some context for this fertile ground that your heart needs to be. When it's undivided, Yahuah is always talking in terms of soil and sower and seed and bearing fruit. The first duty of man, apart from worshiping Yahuah, is to be a husband. Husbandry refers to farming, providing food for your family. Funny, we are going to get back to that somehow or the other, because supermarkets are about to shut down. Believe you me, they will. I don't care what the government say. See, that's the problem. You're reading your word, you're seeing these things are coming, but you're still trusting the government. You're a whore. Go back and listen to the video I said, who are you listening to now? The word is telling you what's coming. But you still want to trust the government, you still want to trust. When your heart is divided, Satan comes in and has a foothold. He literally has his hand around your throat. And he now becomes your Elohim. You're a slave to him. We discussed this same scenario with the singleness of mind. Once Satan gets you to start doubting Yahuah, you're double-minded. And that's an entryway for Satan. This is what Satan did in the garden. All he had to do was just to get Eve to doubt. Had God said, did Yahuah really say you will die? You sure he said that? We do it in the courtrooms today. Reasonable doubt. A man can get to word murder. So Satan comes in and plants that seed. Once he does that, you will start to follow him. You say you can't serve two masters, you know. You can't. You cannot. You're going to be devoted to one and you're going to blight the other. He said, the deceitfulness of riches, the lust of other things enter into that heart. It chokes the word and it becomes unfruitful. It can't grow. That seed can't grow. Too much thorns around it. The stony ground have no root, and this one have thorns. And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it, and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold. See, when your heart is undivided, you can bring forth fruit 30-fold, some 60, some 100. When your heart is whole, Yahuah just pours into you, pours everything into you, and you bear much fruit. An undivided heart, now following up from that, releases you, as I said, from the clutches of Satan. Now it's funny, listen to this quote here from Mr. Thomas. It says, it is easy to drive a stake through the heart of a blood-sucking vampire, than to kill off a money-sucking and useless government program. Now these people know what they're talking about, because all of them in the same cabal. One of these days, I will do a study on vampires. Like I said, I keep on saying, a lot of things we think are fiction are facts. Just because you don't understand them doesn't mean that they're not true. Vampires are real, but this is not the topic of this lesson right now. But I want to give a twist to this whole putting a stake in a vampire's heart. I thought vampires were heartless. Technically true, because they are spirits that possess a man. They are spirits that possess a man to basically make him do some abominable things. But this whole idea of driving a stake through a vampire's heart, a wooden stake, why wouldn't? Look, these people know what they're doing, Eventually, it moved from a wooden stake to a crucifix. It was trying to mirror the stake or the pole that Yahushua had to carry before he was crucified or hung. He wasn't crucified, he was hung. He was hung from a tree. But he walked with a stake. But they're telling you the truth in plain sight and you don't even see. He said the only sucking vampires is a stake. The very stake that Yahushua said that you need to take up daily. If any man will follow me, you have to take up there's a cross in the Bible, but we know it's stake. You got to take up your cross daily and follow me. You deny yourself and take up this stake, because it's the only thing that can destroy these blood-sucking demons. It's the only thing. No, the healing dialectic basically switches it up. In their world, what is good is evil, what is evil is good. Yahuah said it in the word. People call bad good and good evil. What you don't understand when they show you all these vampire movies and this stake and the silver bullet is you are the one on the receiving end of the stake, in your heart. They want to put the stake in your heart to divide it. Oh boy. They want to put the stake in the heart of the follower, the believer in the Messiah, the Yahudim, to divide it. They know they can't kill you directly. But if they get your heart divided and get you to curse Yah, Yah will start to treat you like the whore that he was talking about in Hosea. And eventually, if he don't transform you, he will discard you. My. They know this. Is you the one who have been entertained and not educated. And it's so funny. Most of the education is entertainment. Because you go to school, you go to their school of Baal. When your heart is whole and pure, this is what happens. Ezekiel 11:19. And I will give them one heart, a whole heart. And not two hearts, not two half a heart, not a piece of heart, one heart. And I will put a new spirit within you. And I will take the stony heart out of their flesh and will give them a heart of flesh. The real kind of flesh. The original flesh I made them with. one that Adam had in the garden. I will put a new spirit within you, and I will take the stony heart out of their flesh, and will give them a heart of flesh, my flesh. In other words, Yahuah will restore you as he releases you from Hasatan. But the only how you get in this one heart is if you come back to Yah, truly repenting of your sins and done with it. Now here's one of the beautiful points of having an undivided heart. Yah starts to restore stuff. And at this point, you can't be selfish, Isolale. It's not about you. It's not even about your family. But it's about all of us who are sold into slavery, robbed, raped, burnt, hung, alligator food, we're skinned alive. They miseducated us on purpose. They divided our land. It's about restoring the nation. So you need to have a whole heart, not just for you, not just for your family, but for the entire nation of Israel. True Israel. Yahuah is going to restore his people once you come back with clean hands and a pure heart. Hosea 2:14. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. I will give her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope, and she shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. It's happening again. And it shall be at that day, saith Yahuah, that thou shalt call me Ishi. What? I had some trouble pronouncing this name, but just seeing the name alone just baffled me. Call not Yahuah, no Elohim, no Jesus. Call me what? Ishi. I never ever hear my pastor mentioning this name. You know why? Because most of them don't even go in the Old Testament. They're afraid bad. Because they're afraid to get exposed. And shall call me no more Bali. Let me help you. Ishi is a term used for how should I put it this way? Husband. So they shall call me husband, and shall call me no more Baali, which means master. All these are African, somewhat Swahili terms, you know. It's funny that they leave these in the Bible, but they don't want to tell you about we Yiddish Hebrew. Right? These are Swahili words. I tell the Bible is our book, but you don't want to believe. It is what them Swahili words do in modern English Bibles. Huh? But you don't want to believe us when we tell you this is not a white man book. But Ishi. So they're no longer so they're gonna call me husband now instead of master. Because I'm gonna be no more personal and personable to them. I'm gonna treat them like husband and wife. Not as master servant where I was having to tell you to do this and tell you to do that. Because you see, now you're coming, you're going to love my way. So me and you're going to be one. Your heart is going to be yakad. We're going to be united together. But let's look at this Ishi thing. But I had to go dig deeper and research it, And it's the strong word H376, which, as I said, means, in some parts it means men, it means husband, but it's also associated or contracted from Strong's H5 A2. And the word that stands out to me here is champion. Champion, someone in high esteem, a great and mighty man. So basically, you know what Yahuah was saying in this verse? You're gonna call me the man. I'm the man. Yeah. You finally, you thought that this is something like a fool man you're gonna marry, and then he do something great and mighty, and then you, oh boy, yeah, man. He's the man. That is what Yahuah is saying right here, I'm the man. You're no longer gonna call me just master. You're gonna call me husband. I'm going to be your beloved. You're gonna be swooning over me. He says, for I will take away the names of Baalim. I wonder why he said Baalim, because it's Baal. Baalim is plural. And so I try to tell you, they didn't even just have one type of Baal. They had plenty. So you just name everything Baalim. This is how bad Yahsharal were. They had all versions of Ishtar and Isis. All kind of versions of Molech and all them different gods. So you just group everything together and call them Baalim, plural. Out of her mouth, and then shall no more be remembered by their name. Will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground, and I will break the bow, and the sword, and the battle out of the earth, and will make them lie down safely. Aye, this is when the Bible is saying, even in Revelations, the lion will lie down with the lamb. The lion will lie down with the wolf. The sheep lie down with... Look, it's going to be peace on the earth. So obviously, this text is talking about Israel's return to the promised land. Hallelujah. Right? But you see this ish, and I'm finished with this ish, I tell you, I did some research, and I came across this video here. Let me play it for you. It
was the end of summer in 1911. A solitary Indian left his homeland in the foothills of Mount Lassen. As a boy, he had seen his people massacred. For more than 40 years, he had lived in hiding with a tiny band of survivors. Now the others were dead. There was no one left in the world who spoke his language. Alone and near starvation, he walked out into the white man's world. At twilight, the Indian reached the outskirts of Oroville, California. The sheriff didn't know what to make of the man. He took him to Oroville and locked him in a cell for the insane. Curious townspeople flocked to the jail. Reporters rushed to file sensational stories describing the frightened, emaciated Indian as a savage, Stone Age wild man.
He is the last surviving member of the Deer Creek tribe, long believed to be extinct. His feet were almost as wide as they were long, showing plainly that he had never worn either moccasins or shoes.
He speaks in an unknown tongue.
He is as strange as a visitor from another world.
He is a savage of the most primitive kind.
My goodness. No, you see that? Now, to understand, because it's not all, some Indians are a part of Yahsharal, not all. Because there are some Hamite Indians, there were Shemite Indians, and there were Japhet Indians. All three people, all of them could have built ship and travel and come. Columbus didn't discover nothing. To get a better understanding on who is who, I strongly suggest that you watch the Whited Out series by Watchman. I don't have the time to go into that right now. But this was one of the original Aberindian Indians. Some of them that are still left today in Australia. Some of them are people too, yes. But you see the hair of wool, they come black man. And the Ishi tribe is also known as Yahi. You can't make this stuff up, you know. It's just like the Bantus when they were hiding. Yeah, they used to say Yahoo. They're known as the Yahi. And here the scriptures say, you're going to call me Ishi again. And you have a tribe called Ishi. And they're known as Yahi. Come on, man. Come on. Oh, Yahuah is just exposing and restoring everything in this time, and it's wonderful. They can't keep lying forever. Because once we come with a pure heart, Yahuah will continue to show and restore the truth. And he's also going to restore his favor. An undivided heart restores the favor of Yah. Hosea 2 and verse 19. I will betroth thee, like a betrothed someone, wed unto me forever. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness and in judgment and in loving kindness and in mercies. I will betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know Yahuah, and it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, said Yahuah, I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. Because one of the things that happened to us when we were cursed into this land is Yahuah said the heavens over you is going to be brass. You're going to be praying and your prayer is not going nowhere. Because you're a wicked, stiff-necked, whoring people. And you know, oh boy, we don't want to talk this way. We don't want to talk the truth, you know. But that is what it is. That is what it is. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, said Yahuah. I will hear, they shall hear the earth. And they shall hear the earth. That means we're going to be reconnected